The International Labour Organization reports that Ghana has the highest rate of child labor, with about 21% of its childhood population participating in some form of child labor. As the world marks a day against child labor, advocates are hopeful that prompt action will be taken to eliminate child labor in all its forms.
Work that deprives a child of adequate education, health, leisure, and basic freedoms is child labor. The International Labour Organization estimates that about 160 million children globally are involved in activities that can be described as child labor. Some of these children are exposed to work in hazardous environments, slavery, and other forms of forced labor and illicit activities such as drug trafficking and prostitution, as well as involvement in armed conflicts. In countries such as Tanzania and Congo, economic hardships have forced many children to work in gold mines. South Sudan is also reported to have child soldiers endangering their lives at the battlefront. The International Labour Organization estimates that 2.1 million children work in cocoa production in Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire. Figures also show that about 21% of children ages 5 to 17 in Ghana are involved in some form of child labor and 14% are engaged in hazardous forms of labor. As the world marks Day Against Child Labor, advocates are calling for commitment and action to eliminate all forms of child labor. In an interview with GBC News, the regional coordinator for Africa Global March Against Child Labor, Mr. Andrew Stego, said Ghana has made some progress in ending child labor in some communities.
We have succeeded in Kpando Toko, and the good news is that the people of Kpando Toko themselves, their colleagues are asking them, how did you do it? So we have now moved to Abotwase, and the people of Toko are assisting us in the union, and then the paramount chief of the area, and then the rest of the community child protection committees and the rest are assisting to make Abotwase also a child labor free area. There are problems there. One problem is that they have about 7 market days in the month. And the 7 market days, speaking to the chief, the children themselves, when the market day is coming, or on the market day, they declare the market day free. So every market day, children declare it school free. So although the teachers will come to school, it's their problem. The rest are doing serious business in the market and the serious business going to fishing. And when you investigate the root causes, you will notice that some of them are family heads, a 16-year-old who is feeding the family. So we have some who are real problems and they are hinged on poverty. Some of them too are just peer pressure that everybody is going. We have also come to a village called Aveme, and these are areas where we are extending child labor free zones to.
Mr. Tego is optimistic that by 2025, Ghana will be a child labor free country.
Looking at the numbers, looking at the facilities, looking at the actions, we all see that although we are very optimistic to be working towards that time, by that time we will not have all our children back to school or out of child labor. But what we are going to have that we can be proud of is we are going to have the systems in place to address the child labor. We will have the National Plan of Action, we will have the improvement of the Children's Act, we will have communities that are beginning to talk about child labor, we will have a general move away from denial to acceptance, and a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. And I believe Ghana have taken about 100 steps, but we haven't gotten to 1,000 yet. So let's join our hands, and with the trade union, with the government, with all of us, we can get to a child labor free country.
The 12th of June each year is marked as International Day Against Child Labor. This year's celebration is on the theme, Eliminating Child Labor, Let's Act Now and Fast.